I think it's important to engage with the history of slavery because, especially at Georgetown, because even if people don't want to accept it, we all have some sort of relationship with slavery because of its deep rootedness in our country and at Georgetown. We're all connected somehow. And so I think it's important, even though it feels so far removed, like hundreds of years removed, I think it's so important for students to engage with it, understand what Georgetown's history with slavery meant, because Georgetown, as we learn from learning the history, Georgetown would not be here if it wasn't for those enslaved people who built up the school, were part of the sale, and made it what it is today. So, even though it may be an uncomfortable history, it's important that we engage with it because even if we don't want to admit it, we're all impacted by it somehow. It was very exhilarating, often very draining sometimes, just because since the history is so important to me, um, I would always go into the meetings just hoping like, okay, I just want this to be told right. I want, this engagement to be done the right way. I don't want people to, leave from something that we put on and not understand what they should have gotten out from it. So, um, it was something that was just like I felt deep in my soul, and just very. I felt like it was just something that I just felt like I needed to do and need to be a part of, and I just cared about it so much, and so I think the experience was just one that showed me how just being involved with something you care about, can just be it can be a fulfilling experience, but also a challenging experience. And I think leaving Georgetown, I just kind of hope that as the first working group, we set the stones for um, you know future working groups to come, and also making sure the legacy of slavery at Georgetown stays alive. It's definitely important to have these hard conversations. I know people don't want to have them. I know we want to sometimes live in a little fairyland. We want to think that we're a post-racist society. We want to think that these sins in the past don't affect us today, but they do. And so it's so important that when we bring these issues to the light, that we discuss them in a very humanizing and respectful and engaging manner. So I definitely don't think there was anything wrong with Georgetown, you know, saying, "Hey, this is the name of this president. He does this. Let's talk about it." As far as the legacy, what I hope the legacy is that people will always remember the slave people, um, but not in a way that's dehumanizing, but in a way that's um, like, okay, yes, this happened. What did we learn from this? And how is Georgetown still continuing to engage in this legacy even 50 to 100 years from now? It was a horrible thing, but I hope that people don't just shy away from it because it was horrible, but understand, okay, let's talk about this, let's engage in it. Let's continue to remember that even though we are far removed from this legacy has impacted us, so therefore we should still engage, still talk about, understand, respect the history that and the impact it has on Georgetown. So I just hope the legacy is one that is just deep and is just understood by every generation of Hoyas to come, and that people don't shy away from it, but want to continually engage in it, even if it's uncomfortable. As a student, it makes me feel um, appreciated and important that Georgetown, especially as a black student, that Georgetown wants to tackle this history of slavery, because a lot of places may have just have said, oh, this was in the past, we no longer accept this, and moved on. But Georgetown formed a working group and dedicated money and time to talk about this history, and even if it would have been talked about or done in ways that I may not have agreed with, or it may have been done more slower than I thought, it was still important that they tackled it anyway. And I think that especially as a student and as a black student, I appreciate that so much, because often because slavery, like I've said, is so far removed, it just seems that we don't want to talk about it, or because it's so uncomfortable, we don't want to talk about it. But the fact that Georgetown said, no, we are going to talk about this, I really appreciate that. So And I think that was a great step in the right direction.